enlightening, inspirational, powerfully refining, and unapologetically controversial. Conversations with the Royal Empress. The entire world knows the secret of who you are. Now is the time to step into your queendom and become the Royal Empress that you're meant to be. One woman at a time. Conversations with the Royal Empress. Now Akila, she's the analytical Empress. Akima, she's the Empress that will challenge you. Now, straighten up your crown and be elevated through conversations. Conversations with the Royal Empress.
Welcome back to Conversations with the Royal Empress. This is Dr. Hakima, and joining me is my sister from another mother, my kindred spirit, and co-host of Royal Empress, Akila. Also joining us back again. Okay, I said we was gonna do this again, but I didn't know we was gonna do it again, like for real again, like back to back. We got Dr. Doula in the house again. We got Yaa Oyafunmike back in the house again.
Hey, y'all.
So y'all said, you know what, Hakima, you said we was coming back. So y'all just decided we're going to be back again. Back to back, huh? Well, here
Back
we go.
Back.
We got a deeper topic, too. We going to go deeper because we talked about overcoming suffering. And in that topic, we talked about having a tribe of sisters, a circle that you could depend on. So now we're about to go into the topic here of the importance of having a tribe. That's what that's deep. Go ahead. Who want to go first? Man.
Let y'all go first. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't learn what a tribe was and see it really fully until I saw it fully with her, and even connecting with Akila and the retreats that she hosts and stuff like that. I want to hear what the woman Yaa Oyafunmike has to say.
Tribe for me was about people that not only were like-minded, but had same interests. It was about people that knew how to have each other's back without casting any judgment or dispersions. It was about people who were okay with the authentic you, and you could come to the table, and it wasn't about your degrees or your titles. It was about your personhood. It was about it was the spirit of Ubuntu. That basically means I am because we are. And we knew it and we lived it. It was not being in competition with any sisters. It was about, if my sister is shining, I'm the star next to her shining too. Shine as bright as you can, sis. Let's light up this sky. That for me was what tribe was. And it wasn't found for me in anyone that I was biologically connected to. Mm-hmm. And that's not throwing shade. I love my siblings. I love my peeps. But, I got cousins that had issues with my shine or would not support. I would do things, and I had family that would never support the things that I was doing. for whatever their reasons were, whatever they were. They didn't like me. They didn't like the way I said something, did something, whatever. They were cast in dispersions. And so they would only see one facet of me, whereas my tribe sees me. They get me. I get them. We speak each other's language. So for me, that was what tribe was. And I knew at a very early age that that's what I needed to have in my life, because I knew that if I didn't have that, I didn't believe that the universe meant for me to walk this thing by myself. And so I didn't know, you always hear that thing about blood is thicker than water. That's not been my lived experience. I am a mother, and I am a grandmother, I am a sister, I am a daughter, and I am a tribes woman. And my tribe has been the most valuable thing for me. They ain't my girlfriends. They ain't they're my girls and I just kick it with them. No, they ain't that. They at a whole nother level. This is a spirit thing for us. So I don't know a short way to describe tribe, but that's what it is.
I think for me, the difference was that, I've mentioned before that my mother transitioned early, but she was an only child. And so in her mind, there was a certain way that if she had a sibling, I wouldn't act like y'all act if I had a sister. It's 3 girls, I'm the middle. And so she focused so much on our closeness. She would tell us things like, I'm not going to be here all the time. Your dad not going to be here. Y'all are all y'all have. And so that always stuck with us. And for us throughout our lifetime as young, it was shaky when we were younger, but by the time we became adults, we literally call what we do together as the village. My sisters, they take my kids for the summer. I have one that's living down there right now, another one that's in Alabama. He's finishing up his undergraduate degree. Those are like their second mothers. My blood sisters are. The first time that and that's strange because I'm away from them. So the first time, for whatever reason, I don't know why it took so long in my adult life, but it hasn't been until recently that has expanded to other people. I've had really, really close friends over the years and things like that. But to sense that something more of what y'all stated it as a tribe, as people, that really was really something that, you don't know this, Akila, that was really something that was introduced to me through your retreats, believe it or not. That, and I don't know what that is, but up until that point, I knew, okay, I have my sisters, we do whatever, blah blah blah, but I wouldn't see them sometimes for years at a time because I got 4 kids. We can't just be traveling and going here and there. It's a lot going on. But when it started connecting to me different, it was because of the atmospheres that were created at the retreat. And I think, in a certain way, is whatever when you're ready, it comes to you. And I agree with that. But I was also able to see, I don't know how to describe it, to see women, like grown women, doing dynamic things, and to see the support that was given for that. I remember the first time that I had an issue with something related to a lawyer or something. And I was like, well, I was like, well, I don't know anybody like that. And you're like, well, you do now, you do now. And I think I was talking to you and y'all were like, okay, what are we? You don't know nobody? But for me, because all I had experienced was my blood biological sisters and these other people that had come in and out. And, I don't know, I don't want to make it sound really bad, but it's sometimes you have people who are in your life conditionally. You understand? We work at the same job. Girl, that's my ace. Me and her go to lunch every day. Okay? But once you don't work there anymore, you never talk anymore.
Come on, talk
You
about
see,
it.
you see that I thought that was, so, you know, I didn't understand. So I was just constantly getting disappointed because I thought, well, man, I thought we were friends, but I don't even talk to so-and-so no more. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand the reason, the season for relationships, but it's something else when it's not because I work with you. It's not because I fellowship with you. It's not because you live next door to me. It's because there's a kindred spirit. There's a certain thing that we bring to this. Say something, y'all, because I see you nodding. You know what I'm saying? I learned that.
We all in agreement with you. That's why we nod. You need us to talk back to me.
Right, talk back to me. Yes.
Like you say that to black folks.
She like, look, come on now. We talking Bible now, so we need some call and response going on. I got you.
Yeah,
Can I read this in?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna read some at the Quran. It's the 49th surah, verse 13. It says, "O mankind, surely we have created you from a male and a female, and made you tribes and families that you may know each other." And I'll stop right there.
Wow.
You know, we get here physically. Our physical family, they get us here physically, but that don't necessarily mean they meant to be that family on that spiritual level. You know, a tribe.
Come on now.
A tribe is someone you have vested interest with, and you have goals with. You know,
wait a
you
minute.
got the same goal.
Hakima preaching in this episode, y'all. She done took her text and she preaching now. She said common goals. What you say now, preacher?
Look, you know I got my glasses down like an educator, right? But you know, your tribe, that's that crew that you gotta have that vested interest in. You all have something in common, some type of goal. And if that goal is spirituality, if that goal is good health, then that's the tribe that you bond with. And that was me speaking back to you, Dr.
Talk back to me.
I was talking back to you, sister.
And I just love that. I love the experience of growing up and having the siblings there, because that's priceless. Even as we are different in our expressions and the way in our focus, you know, I have one nephew and one niece, and my nephew from the age of 3, he knew he was going to come to live with Auntie Drew, as he used to say there, Auntie Drew, for the summer. And I would keep him, and he was mine while I was there. And so I had these experiences as this is my village, right? But then it wasn't until I met, like what Hakima just read, you know, these goals, the vision and the things like that, that became a different thing for me. And to be able to communicate on that level where I'm looking at opportunities saying, yo, Yaa, hey, check out this opportunity over here, girl. I think this fits you, you know, and other people saying, listen, girl, and not like on a Facebook post. I'm talking about specifically, I'm looking at something and I'm saying, hey, sis, check this out right here. Because what we were talking about, this is the thing. This is, I think this is you. And where we're really pushing each other forward. Therefore, accountability, like Yaa described, you know, accountability to challenge you, to challenge the thoughts that might be the limiting thoughts. You know, why don't you think like that you can do that? You know? I had the opportunity. I was thinking about this international work that I'm planning to do, and I was terrified. I was sitting up, Spirit, why I got to do this? I don't know how to do this. I ain't around nobody that know how to do this. I ain't never set up no international stuff before. I ain't never done whatever. And then it's just like, but you know people who have. Don't you know people? Don't you know people now who have? I was like, I think so. I think Akila done some international trips, and I think this person done international trips. And that's different kind of, that's tribe. That's different. You know what I'm saying? That's different. That's different. You know?
And in that, where you have fear, tribe doesn't judge your fear.
Right.
Tribe says, but you can do it. Why can't you do it? Why not you? Let's do this thing. And Tribe literally picks you up and runs alongside you to the finish line of that project.
And say my favorite part, reminding you who you are the whole time. Say it, y'all.
The whole time.
That's right.
know, because the thing I can remember was the first time I didn't want, when I remember when I got ordained, I didn't want to be introduced as Reverend Angie. Didn't want to, okay? Hated it. Still ain't really a big fan of it.
And I appreciate you letting me call you Revy Rev.
You will see.
Revy Rev.
Because one, I was dealing with my own esteem issues because Reverend, especially in the church tradition, there's a reverencing of a person. And at the time of ordination, I didn't think, reverence me for what? Please. But then there was that other piece. I'm a party girl. I've always been a party girl.
No.
16, okay? and so I like to party. Yeah, okay. Anyway, and so if I go to a party and you introduce me as Reverend, now I can't party. Everybody got this thing in their head how they think Reverend is supposed to be, how Reverend is supposed to talk, how Reverend is supposed to move, okay? And the thing that I loved about Jeremiah Wright was that Jeremiah Wright broke all the molds and did not give a fly or a hoot. Everybody thought about what you thought a reverend was supposed to do or look like. Now, he's a man though. So he's afforded some luxuries that we as Black female
exactly
are not afforded. And even down to the point, they would say to females, when you're in the pulpit, you must dress a certain way. Okay? I ain't never dressed that way, whatever that way was. I ain't never. Even when I had my clergy robe, and I do have a clergy robe, I ain't, my robe didn't look like what they said it was supposed to look like. I wear the big, I do all of that. Now, they wasn't telling no men, clergy.
Come on.
Okay? They would tell women to modest it down and to, don't wear the big jewelry because it's a distraction, this and that. I ain't heard nobody yet tell male clergy, don't manicure your beard and mustache or your goatee a certain way. Don't wear a suit like that and look extra good and fly in it. Don't do that. They tell the women, well, you don't want anything enhancing the way God made you, your body and this and that. Well, baby, you can tell what I got if I put a croaker sack on.
Oh.
I'm sitting here like, I could think of different brother pastors who would get up there and be dressed, sing to the nines, and do a Luther number with a gospel tune. And there were all kind of sisters out there fanning, and they wasn't fanning because it was hot physically to know. And so I was really adamant about, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to serve, but I don't want that. And Tribe was very instrumental in giving me the space. They respected. If I came to a party that they threw, they don't introduce, oh, this is just my girl. This is my girl, Ange. This is my friend. So if Ange decided she wanted to have a glass of wine, she could have a glass of wine. I ain't going to be filthy, sloppy drunk because, we in the age of cameras. How's it ever? You know, I like to do things like that. Pride gives me that insulation. They would give me that insulation. By the same token, if I'm known as reverend, then people think you've got it all together. They put reverend on these so-called crazy pedestals. And what happens in the times when you ain't got it together? In the times when you are the crybaby, when I moved out of Chicago and I was a blithering, crying baby for at least 8 months of that first year. At least. Did not have it together. And wasn't trying to pray or anything like that, but I had people who prayed around me, who prayed for me, with me, to me, on my behalf. They went to the universe and they were like, okay, look, you know, and they didn't judge. And they didn't judge me. They still respected who I was and any accomplishment that I may have made or whatever, but they loved me through my pain, and they loved me even when I may not have been talking reverently or whatever that is, you know, because I don't know.
Is that a new word?
Reverently.
Is that a new word? Is that a dictionary?
Room to create my own definition too. Okay.
But you know, as far as pride, when you
you know,
say, Angie.
yes.
I mean, yeah.
Don't matter. I answer the vote.
All these names. All these names.
Wait, I'm sorry. Rev. I'm like, my name is Rev. I know y'all know it as Yaa.
Stick to what you know, girl.
Stick to what I know. But when we think about tribe, when you're talking about that no judgment thing, it reminded me of a story between us. And I called you for some advice.
Mm-hmm.
But she was in the midst of her own storm. And she said to me, she said, now sis, before you tell me what you got to tell me, just know that I'm jaded right now.
Yep.
And my advice to you may come from a place, this is not verbatim, but ultimately she's saying that I may deflect, I may project.
Yep.
So take what I say with take it for where it's coming from, because you already know where I am.
Yeah.
And see, tribe is not getting upset like, well, you're supposed to be my friend, and I know you're going,
teach.
Yep. Put what you're going through to the side so you can help me.
Right. And see, we didn't do that. So while she said whatever she was saying to me, she listened to me. She gave me her opinion. And it wasn't from a painful place. It was a very objective opinion. And then I had to remind her of what she still could do, even in the midst of what she was going through.
That is so important when you have people around you like that, because there have been times, and it doesn't take you long to find out who those people are that you can't do that with.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't take you long at all. And, you know, so when I'm going through whatever I was going through for that past year, there were like phone calls coming, and I would absolutely not answer those calls. Not answer. Nope, hit reject again. Let it go in the voicemail. Let's hear what they got to say. Because the thing that was a priority for me was to protect myself. If you were not calling from one of the tribe's numbers, that call wasn't gonna get answered. It just wasn't gonna get answered, you know. And I think that's the difference between just your crew, you know, y'all kick it, y'all this and that, and tribe. Because tribe is like, we know 9 times out of 10, we're going to call her and she's going to be complaining and she's going to be playing that same blues song she's been playing. You know, boy, we're going to get oh, she's still in muddy waters, Lord. Okay. Let's armor it up again. You know, tribe do that. Your crew ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that.
No.
Eventually,
no. They go.
Girl, come on now.
They gonna take it personal. See, this is the thing. When I hear people talk about, well, this supposed to be my friend.
Come on.
She was there for me when I needed her to be. So that ain't my friend no more. You ain't shit.
Yep. Come on.
Yeah, I said it. You ain't shit.
Yep. And mean what you say. That's right. I endorse that statement. Yes.
Because I mean, I seriously, you cannot. I know, because you know sometimes you get passionate about this stuff because people got to understand that when you are going through whatever you're going through, you need to be okay with people going through whatever.
Yep.
They can't be there for you all the time. That's not what a friend. That's not what a friend is.
Come on.
Yep.
Well, you ain't there for me when I need you, man. Damn it, maybe I need me.
Yep.
I don't have enough of me to give to you right now. And if you my tribe, you know that shit.
Can you just? Okay, I ain't real big on press pause, rewind, but can you just say that piece one more time? Maybe I need me. Yes.
Maybe I need me. I don't have enough to give to you right now.
Come on.
And if you are really who you say you are to me, then you know that, you understand that, and you don't get an attitude when I can't answer your phone call because you take it personal.
Let me tell you something. Let's see, and this is I've been thinking while y'all was talking and cussing and stuff.
Yeah, I know. That was me. Wait a minute. Let me say this. Dear Hakima's mama, I'm sorry.
Oh, my mama gonna be cracking up when she hear this.
I was thinking about it, and y'all made some really good points because, you know, the thing that came to my mind was when you're talking about tribe. Okay, first of all, one of the things that I found is as I spent a lot of years doing certain things, but when I started saying, okay, there's a place I'm trying to get to. I have some, like you mentioned before, I came with goals, visions. I got some stuff. What I found is that if people don't, and I'm not saying it has to be the same thing, but if you're not thinking along those lines of building, establishing, and doing, you take a lot of stuff more personal. Because the first thing that comes to my mind is, dang it, I know I ain't got time to talk all the time. They must be busy trying to work something out. You get mad and that stuff line up. I see your face, y'all see? We get mad because so-and-so didn't. I sent them a Facebook post. They didn't like it yet. I did a so-and-so and so, and they didn't do whatever yet.
Well, I you right now if I could.
You said what?
You right now if I could.
It's like I have had to get myself out of the mode. It's like, you know what? If I post something, I post it. I try to respond. I give myself 15 minutes, and then I will be off of Facebook and every other social media for 3 or 4 days. Why? Because I am building. My husband and I have a saying at 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4 every day. We send each other a message saying we are building. And if I'm building, if I'm, like literally, we be texting each other. I got it first. I'm building. Okay.
Y'all hilarious.
If I'm building, then it's not. I mean, right now I'm not even. I got emails. Well, I'm like, Lord, how many days been since Okay, I'm gonna get back to them because perhaps that is, and I'm gonna be honest. There was a point in time where I didn't understand that, and I remember I was that friend that's like, I can't believe that they blah, 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 blah. I took my time and wrote this 2-page email and they can't even respond. And I wish I was exaggerating, but I do mean printed. Okay, full. Legal pad version, okay? I done print. Yes, honey, because I was at a space in my life, I ain't gonna put it on nobody but me. And I was just like, a real friend, everything you said, Akila, a real friend would do this. She ain't whatever. And I could not understand for the life of me when the way that she was trying to talk, and she loved me with her, just loved me. But she was like, I don't have that to give. And I didn't understand it because I was going based on what this world standard says. We start as children learning what, they lived happily ever after. We learn about all of these shows that talk about, this is my best friend. And we show that this is what you're aiming for. You're aiming for that person that will always be there. And your best friend, this person should always have time for you. And if they don't, and what you say? You said, what about if I need me? What about it? What about, and I'm not going to lie, that was one of those things when I talk about I had to grow out of stuff. I had to grow out of that because those are the things that we're presented with in this world as this is reality. And it is not a reality. Some of the people that can be most supportive to you will be those people that, like Yaa has described and even Akila has described, they got business. It's like, handle your business. Some stuff you're gonna have to kind of handle, okay? And if you hang in, and I hate using euphemism if the people always use, but if you're talking about being with people that are building, and this was really important at this season in my life because I did have my sisters and I didn't have tribe. I had really, like when I met Yaa even, I just asked the question. She was one to my, oh, we're sisters. Okay. I'm like, no, I don't have any more space because she's like, whatever, you don't know it yet. I did because I was frustrated. I didn't understand what does what look like. I thought, okay, friendship looks like this and this looks like this and all of these things. And I said, I tell you what, I was like, you have to invest in people like this, like when you have relationships. I had not seen it where it looked the way that the women around me look now. I had not seen this other side of things. All I knew was that means we hang out. That means we go get drinks together. That means that we go do this and we do everything because we're best friends. And that's exhausting. And I didn't have time for that because I was building. Okay.
Wow.
I don't have time I don't have space for it, but I found that I had space for tribe. That was different.
That's a word right there.
That's
space
right.
Tribe. Yes.
Space for tribe. I don't, listen, I am one that will tell someone in a heartbeat that I don't have a best friend. People get upset. Because sometimes people look at you like, well, shit, I thought I was your best friend. No.
So we ain't best friends, Akila, for real? I'm loving this. I had to have fun at it.
People look at me funny because I see people posting, oh, my best friend this, oh, my bestie, my best. That's a big ass job.
BFF.
That's
BFF.
a job.
That's a job.
I don't want that. Listen, I don't want to work for nobody else. and I don't want that. I don't need it to feel like work. And there's a responsibility that comes behind the word best.
Yep.
That means, you're the best. That's a tall order.
Yep.
And I expect another human being to be the best. But how do you define best? Because then if they're not meeting my definition of best, then somehow they have wronged me.
Speak.
So I'm not putting that kind of pressure on nobody. Because you can't live up to my best. Hell, I struggle living up with my best. So how you expect somebody else to do it? I have close friends. I have great friends. I have good friends. I have childhood friends. I have sister friends. I have tribe.
Yep.
Y'all can save the best for other people. So you can go on and be somebody's best friend. I'm not knocking it. That's up to you. I don't have it. Don't call me your best friend because I will not live up to your expectations.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep. I think that is so powerful in so many ways. I can remember, even in my marriage where my ex used to say he would be offended because I would never call him my best friend. And just my definition alone of friend versus mate or life companion is very different. And I would always tell him, no, but you're my husband. You're not my best friend. You're my husband. And he could never comprehend that. Versus the man that I am with now, he gets that, but he gets it in a different way because I would send you all some water, but
You all right, Big?
I didn't cough, Adrian, but I almost fell. But go ahead.
Okay, audience, just so you all are clear, this is what tribe does. Okay? Tribe does the cough thing, okay? I wish you all could see the faces right now.
Oh my God.
Call themselves my friends, and I'm doing air quotes, will call me all kind of other things, harlots and what have you. How's it up? We having grown folk conversation up in here. And the difference is he brings a level of pushing and stretching and uplifting that I never received in my relationship of 40 years. And tribe, because they've seen me grow and seen my glow, they can appreciate his role in my life, and they uplift that and they support that. Whereas those who are not tribe will judge and cast all kind of wide nets of dispersions, mainly because they're not growing and glowing that way. Tribe has a different, I don't like the word agenda, but that's the only word I have right now. Their agenda is different. We want to see each other shine. And so if that person in your life is helping you shine, then hey, we all for that. Let's lift that. I can remember when I was doing, when I would perform weddings, even still now, if I perform a wedding, I involve the audience, the people who are attending and watching and witnessing this marriage. I involve them. You don't just come to a wedding that I officiate and just sit there and like, ooh, and on, oh, with such pretty vows and this and that. I literally challenge the audience. I don't ever open it up to, if anybody here has any why these two should not be joined together, speak now, forever hold your peace. I ain't never opened it up for that in all the years that I've been performing weddings. I say to them, your role with this couple is to uplift, support, and be tribe. And what that looks like is that if they get the rough currents of the ocean and the wind is battering the door of their matrimony, your job is not to say to them, girl, I wouldn't put up with that from him if I was you and this and that. Be a man. Stand up to her. Tell her she can't now run your house. That is not your job. Your job is to hold them up and help them maintain the glue in a healthy, holistic way, remembering that God runs and is the overseer of their home. If you are unable to do that, then forever keep your mouth shut. If this is the vow that you are saying for this couple, then you respond right now, we do.
Man.
And they would. But I'm sure that there were some who did not respond.
Now, because they was ready to wreak havoc.
Yeah. Part of the reason my marriage could not and would not sustain, one, we should not have been, but two, there were no people who ever celebrated our union. Ever. From day one, there were no people, family, friends, whatever, who ever celebrated our union. And so there were no people that we even felt we could go to when the winds of life were battering our door. And I said I would never, ever make that mistake again. You know, yes, I'm private, but I have no problem calling for help. Tribe, my sacred eight, make sure that I can call on them for that. They hold that up. And so that's that other piece when we talk about the difference between tribe and friends. I have a childhood friend who, in her own little way, she thought she was helping, but she was hindering and hurting and harming humongously by the things that she was saying. And she was saying these things to me at a time when I was very, very weak.
And vulnerable.
Yes, and she was kicking me and kicking me and kicking me hard. And if I hadn't had tribe, where I sit right now would look very different. You know, and this is somebody that I've known since what, the 6th, 7th grade. So it's very important that we differentiate the difference between tribe and friends. And then use that word friend very loosely, like wear it like a loose garment, because I don't truly know that we have defined that word correctly. I probably need to look the etymology up for that, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find something very different. But tribe is huge, and I always tell the women in Unapologetically Me, you all need to get you tribe. You don't have to have a sacred eight. Maybe you got a holy two or a triune three or something. I don't know, baby, but you have you a tribe, because they make the difference in your life activities. I'm 40 years with one relationship, and girl didn't even know how to date. Tribe was busy teaching a girl how to date. So friends couldn't do that, because they were bringing to the table their failed relationships and, you know, how they felt, and projecting a whole lot of their little man-hating stuff in my direction. I didn't need your man-hating stuff. I just need to know, how do I go on a date with a man? Something that's, you know, and how, what do I do with all these feelings I'm feeling and all of that? I mean, these are like basic questions, but you got to remember, I've been with one for 40 years. Real rusty. You talk about girl rusty. So yeah. I'm just
and the other thing people got to understand is that you don't have to talk to tribe every day.
Come on.
Because see, that's what we think about. We think about our friends. You know, I've had those relationships, because see, sometimes what happens when you get accustomed to talking to people every single day, and then a day or so y'all don't talk, then you think something wrong. Oh, well, I've been trying to call you. Oh, I've been whatever. You don't want to become codependent on other people either.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Woo!
we
Yes.
codependency
Codependency.
because we get used to it, and you can't function. But I didn't talk to this person today. Now you think they got something wrong. They don't. But you understand that I have and I will say that this person is definitely part of my tribe. We may go months and months and months without talking to one another. But every single time I talk to this woman, I feel better after I talk to her than I did before I made the phone call. That's tribe.
Mm.
Yep.
Let's try. There you go.
Tribe.
And people probably never even hear me speak about her. I'm not bringing her up all the time. I'm just saying, now don't get me wrong. There are those in your tribe that you are going to talk to on a regular and consistent basis, and that's okay too. But the expectation, it's the expectations that we place on other human beings.
That you ain't got nothing else going on in your life except to be there at my beck and call when I pick up the phone and call. Get back.
Exactly. And guess what? And before you dump whatever issues you got going on, why don't you ask the person how they doing?
Yeah.
Are you even in a space?
Come on now.
I can pour this onto you.
Say that for the people in the back who may not have heard you. You might need to say that a little louder.
It's seriously though. I had someone tell me one time, you wasn't there for me at this time, and you wasn't there for me then. And the thing is that we was going through the same thing. But you thought I was supposed to be there for you. Well, okay. Well, I thought this was my friend too. That we lost. And so I will say people are my friends, but I definitely have people who I consider friends who are not my tribe. And so sometimes we label people our friends because they've been along for the long haul. They've almost become like family because they have been childhood friends, or there's some commonality that we share. And so you will consider them friend, but it has its I can't think of the word that I'm looking for. But sometimes we have to learn how to compartmentalize. I know I do that very well with people. And you are this here, you are that there, you are this here. But tribe, that's just, man, I know who that is. I know that I am not going to be judged. But tribe is also not going to, while they may not judge you, they're not going to sugarcoat nothing for you either.
That's true.
Tribe works for me because I'm not very good at sugarcoating. So people don't. I'm not. Why are you like Andrea? Y'all should see Andrea's face.
Right, that was funny. She's like, oh.
What you got to say about that, Andrea?
I want you to finish your statement. But there's not sugarcoat.
I'm not good at sugarcoating. And some friends don't do well with that. But my tribe appreciates the fact that I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna put sugar on shit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm telling my mama.
I'm sorry, Miss Hakima's mama.
But it's I just keep going back to the space where it feels like, and I'm not putting an age thing on it or anything. I'm saying that you talked about the fact that there's accountability, and we talked about the fact that there is, they'll be truthful with you, not sugarcoating stuff and not doing whatever. All of that stuff is right there. But what comes back, what I look at in my life is when my world was very small and I wasn't pursuing anything else and all of that kind of stuff. It was so easy to look and think that it should be all about me. When I opened up myself and my life and I started having different things that I had to do and to navigate and to manage, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I know I had to like do self-talk, like they're going to be okay. And if they have a problem with this because you're not able to do thus and so, then that's just going to have to be their problem. Let them keep that problem, you know? And it just got to that place. And that's where I felt sorry for some folks, you know, that I had just tortured in life and been like, you know, oh, you should have been there and whatever else. And that we were just being toxic to each other for lack of understanding. But when I look at, you know, all the things that you all have already described, not having to talk to, you know, people in order for it to be close and whatever, it's, to me, it shows up, it's easier to define when it's like what Hakima read about the goals and the vision. It's like, that's when it just really seems like I got more going on than just to make sure I hang out with you every Friday and Saturday night. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if I'm able to make this thing, I'm gonna make it, girl. You know, I got you. But if I'm not able to make it, just know it's because I like really am working some stuff out, and it's not a love loss. And I think that that's really important when you're talking about Black women. You talk about how focused we are with different things and all that other stuff. Like you said, Akila, that's a tall, big order. That's a big expectation that I'm never going to disappoint you. Let me tell you something. My husband he was my best friend before we married. And I feel fortunate that we remained best friends. So heck yeah, he got all that expectation. Live up to it. Live up to it, best friend. Live up to it, best friend. You know, we sit up here, but it feels appropriate, okay?
Yeah.
That feels
exactly
for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Okay? That feels appropriate that I have a high expectation on him as my best friend, because I'm also got one as a husband and everything else. Go on in there and make it work out. So I don't have a problem with that.
That's right.
Okay, that works for me. But putting that on somebody else just seems like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it just seems like a lot.
I think the whole term of friend, you know, that definition goes back to childhood. And as people grow, it's like it's easy for you to make that impression on me, and we both 7. And you my best friend because my whole life is based around, you know, when I leave my house, I just want to hang out with you. And you like the highlight of my life because you're something outside of my family, my household. And that excitement is there. But I mean, when you get to be 30-some years old and you still talking my BFF and my friend, you sound like you 9 and 10. And you're not spiritually mature. Like you say, it has to grow beyond, let's just hang out and kick it. What is the goal here? You have a group of women, 4 or 5 women that's just kicking it every weekend, but what's your goal? They have no goal. They don't have any individual goals, let alone a group goal. And so their level of friendship is based off something that was built 30, 40, 50 years ago when they were children, and they have yet to grow out of that concept.
Yeah, I think
it's a form of arrested development. You know, you grew age-wise and life lesson-wise, but you did not mature your friendship definition, and your definition of friendship stayed in arrested development. You know, we talking grown folk stuff here. And as grown women, we should require and want and need more than that. And I find that tribe gives me that more that I need, and without the having to do the heavy lifting of being there all the time and what have you. I had my season, and probably still am in the middle of it, of needy right now. I'm the needy girl in the group. But I'm that girl right now. But tribe is taking care of it and handling it, and they're doing a masterful job of bringing me through and sitting me in a higher space of maturity because of it. You know, that my maturity isn't because I'm 57 years old. My maturity is because I have a group of women of all ages and statuses and whatever who are tribe, who bring all of who they are to the table to make sure that I don't stay in the valley, you know, so that I can get back on the line and make room for the next sister in the tribe who's getting ready to go into the valley. You know, it's all recognizing that we take turns, and sometimes maybe 2 or 3 of us in the valley at the same time, you know. And so, you know,
True.
and that's the beauty of it to me. And why tribe is so very important. My heart hurts for the sisters who will never know that, who will walk this plane and leave this plane having never experienced that, you know. I think, wow, that's really sad. But I love the fact that, you know, here, man, you all make sure you post this in Unapologetically Me. They need to hear this one too.
My God.
Yes, ma'am.
Mature.
I want to.
I think being a tribe is an evolution.
I
And
think so
you have
too.
to evolve beyond the whole concept in the realm of friendship in order to even be a part of a tribe. But the other thing that I was going to say is that I believe that it's a calling.
I was like,
No, I do.
I see you, I
I
see
do.
you.
I believe it's a calling. You
I'm throwing my handkerchief at you.
right. And we put out oftentimes into the universe what it is that we need and what we want, what we need to attract to us.
Come on, girl.
And so
Now?
when you put it out there, and sometimes you don't even realize it until you see it. And then it clicks like, whoa, it hits you like, this is what I have been missing, and this is what I have needed. And so you throw down those traditional friendship things, or you keep them, and they're good, but they're kind of surface level.
They serve their purpose.
Yeah, and there's a certain level of depth that they do not have, that you get when you become a member of a tribe. And because you're right, there is goals, and it's not always a common purpose.
Oh gosh, no.
Because we can have all sorts of our purposes are different, but we understand that we do have purpose.
Hey.
But there's a supreme purpose, don't you think? I mean, even don't you think it's a supreme purpose? Even though everyone has their own individual purpose, it all is in alignment with one big goal.
I don't know.
I
don't know about that.
You mean if you're talking about I can see it in a very
in this sense
of like a bigger, like in the earth kind of thing. My sphere of influence, I see it in that way.
Right.
And I wanted to say too, you know, a lot of times we talk about that I think some of the messiness that people talk about with women, when people talk about it and try to talk about whatever, that shows up more when you are just dealing on more of a surface level. And the biggest thing y'all got going on is who got the cutest shoes, or who. I'm not putting it down. I look. You should see their faces. I'm not saying. I'm saying what you said before. It's more of a thing that evolves, and you evolve into. But the other thing that I'll say too is, imagine if all the effort that goes into how cute we look tonight, or where we gonna go out, or imagine if that energy was going into some like supreme thing, purpose, like Hakima just said, whether it's your sphere of influence or whatever. And imagine that you got a thing going on, girl. I got you. I can help you with this, and this. Imagine if that energy was going there, and then the next person got something going on. God, I got you. You over here building.
Mm-hmm.
If that energy was productive, and it's like you said it was a call, and I totally agree. If y'all, they could be oblivious like me. I was so just out of connection with everything. I didn't see a difference between friends and tribe. When somebody was like, oh, I feel connected to you, all I thought was like, oh, I don't have room for friends. I just don't know what else to do. So somebody tell me, oh, I think we're sisters. I think we're connected. Can't be, because I'm full. I don't know what else is there.
She literally told me she didn't have no room for nobody. I said, oh, okay, yeah, we twins. I took a step further.
I'm like, I was, so you can be oblivious. I just want to put that out there. I'm not, it's not like you instantly know. There were many, I can be a little slow catching on to some stuff. And y'all's favorite line was, you don't get it yet, but you will. You get it. I'm like, what? Get what?
Your soul was calling, but not your mind.
My mind was not there. My soul had been saying and knowing that in order to do things, I needed to connect with other people. But my mind did not see it as people. It was just like a door will open or something. I don't know what I thought, just like I was sitting in your face. Here, she dealing in law and you dealing in law. And I said, I don't have nobody that I know to deal in law. And y'all like, well, who are you talking? Who are you talking to? I don't know. I because I was just accustomed to being alone. I was accustomed to having to figure this out. If there, if I didn't, and there might be a fee associated. I got tired of, whether it's seeing Facebook posts or whatever. Folks want to ask you all the stuff you paid for. You paid for that. Don't be giving out. Don't be. And it's just like Lauren Meeks, I think she said everything that we do doesn't have to end with a receipt or something like that. Everything that and that's what,
I like that.
That's what tribe means to me. I just butchered the quote, but that's what tribe means to me. It's
shout out to Lauren.
Okay, Lauren, with that, I'm gonna find it and repost it because it was so effective. To have people that are like, if I have something that can help you, I will help you. And it is not because I'm waiting for my turn, because it's not a leeching kind of thing. It's not going to just being a needy person. It's not that. It's none of that. It's that's something I can help you with.
Right.
It's remember who you are. It's, sis, you sure that's how you feeling that like that? Is you just feeling a certain way right now, or is that how you, and remind you, there are times when it's like, well, that's not what you had said last month, and I just want to make sure what you told me last month was that you had a vision for this, and so are you in a good place? Are you not, or has that changed? I just want to know, so all of that matters.
And you need to be in a habit or get in a habit of stop allowing people to tell you the narrative of what and how we as Black women interact with each other.
Yes. Yes.
Where people are notorious and they spit this narrative constantly. I don't hang out with a bunch of women because, Black women, they messy and we don't get along. And, I keep my, I got more guy friends than I got, female friends and all of that. My answer to that when I hear nonsense like that is simply this. It is not that Black women are messy. It is that immature people are messy.
Yes.
Let's differentiate that and let's be clear about that, okay? My tribe ain't messy. We be goofy and we be silly and we do all kind of little fun stuff, but we are not messy. And so if you are kicking it with messy people, one, that's not tribe, and two, you may need to look at adjusting your circle, who you are around.
And yourself in the mirror.
And
attract
start
mass.
there. You got to start there. You definitely do. But my thing is, I know for me, I was determined that I was not going to be in a situation where I was going to allow others to define for me what a circle of Black women doing and being sisters and tribe with one another was going to look like. They were never going to have that definition of power to define that for me. And because I did not allow that, I have the Sacred Eight. I have that tribe of sisters that, man, I wouldn't trade not any of them. So I think that's the other piece. We have to get in the habit of self-definition and stop allowing others to tell us what our interaction with each other should look like. You know, I kick it and I run with a bunch of superstars. I mean, just supernovas. And I mean, this is powerful to me, you know, and we all shine in our piece of the sky. And anytime I need a little bit of somebody else's shine to come over here, that star just floats right on over here. If they need my shine to come over, the star floats right on over there. That's the beauty of tribe, and that's the difference, and that's grown woman stuff there. So we all need to be clear about definitions and about societal definitions, and not falling into those patterns or categories that society says we as Black women can be. They ain't never been. Most of them ain't never been a Black woman, and ain't none of them been the Black women that we are.
Come on now.
Hello. Now I gotta say real quick. Now y'all, everybody on this show has been to my women's retreat. And
Yes.
I have said on my post talked about the retreat, and I have actually had people come on my post and tell me, oh, Black women can't get along.
Lies they tell.
I was just in a house with 20 Black women. I was just in the house with 22 Black women. I was just in the house with however many Black women, and we got along. So how are you going to come on and tell me after I just said how great we got along, and you're going to tell me we don't get along? And here I am living proof and providing proof that that's a lie.
Yep.
Yep.
Because people have, as you said, people create their own narratives and their own definitions, and they want to define for us what we are. And unfortunately, some of us buy into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We buy into
social engineering.
Yep. And it's true. You know, listen, I can, when you talk about a call, I believe, I have no idea why you say, hey, so, you know, having a retreat, I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't seen it. But I can tell you for a fact that you can be at a retreat, you can be with Black women. And I'm saying Black women, I guess all women, but whatever. I'm specifically talking about the retreat we were on, and come away when we take our energies and bring the best of who we are to a situation. You can leave energized and built up and whatever else. And that's what I've experienced each of the 3 times that I have been. That's why I said my initiation and understanding what tribe could look like started there. Expanding what I thought about the world. It wasn't because I thought it was going to be a messy retreat. I didn't think anything like that. But what I found was that here I was with these women, with this energy, with these amazing women. And we were just sharing space, and it mattered. It mattered in my personal life. I would come away just from being with them with revelations about what I should do with the next part of my business. That's why I think about visions and goals, because what it has, how it's manifested for me is that being around these women, and spending time and eating with them and talking with them and, you know, walking on the beach with them and whatever else we did, I came away with vision. I came away with, this is where you need to be going, because it was like iron sharpening iron. It was an exchange of energy. And that's what this is supposed to be. It's more than whether we like the same foods, the same movies. I don't know none of that about none of the folks, okay?
Nope.
You don't know my favorite color, really?
Look, okay, I can't tell you much of nothing about nothing. But what I can tell you is, I can tell you about the energy they bring. I can tell you about the one, you know, there's the one that's gonna have you just feeling the love. You know, I know if I'm around this one, I'm just gonna feel like I need to love on somebody. If I'm around this one, I feel like I can conquer the world. And then if I go over here around this one got me dreaming about stuff and thinking, well, why haven't you tried this? Why haven't you tried that? And that's a whole nother thing. When one of my goals is to take over my part of the world, that feeds a whole nother part of me.
Yeah.
Because I believe, like you said, that supreme purpose, that I'm supposed to be doing that. And everybody not going to be on that page, and that's okay. But I believe, and this is me, I used trying to say something unless I know it like firmly, but I'm just going to say it because I believe it. I believe that when you're talking about doing grown woman stuff, like y'all said, and being in that space, when you're talking about moving forward, you're going to have to look at the world in a different way. And you can't come and keep looking at, you know, I'm just going to say this, you know, people say stuff like, you know, oh, so-and-so, and they didn't even come to my thing. Okay. They said they was my friends and they didn't even come. They said this, that, and then they didn't even this. They said whatever, and they're not gonna come. Okay, they're not gonna come.
Get over it, right?
They're not gonna come, and it's okay. But when you got tribe, you might have some people that say I couldn't make it. But guess what? It's a whole nother thing, because for me, all I can attest to is how my spirit has grown with those things. And I'm just saying it's time for us to grow up a little bit. Grown woman stuff. Let's just grow up.
Did you say grown woman stuff? You know that I got to quote Jill Scott in one of her songs. Grown woman making decisions. I had to go there.
Y'all been saying that all night. This grown woman stuff.
It is.
That's why I had to say that. I had to quote Jill Scott on that.
It's just really recognizing that everybody can get a front row seat in your life, and everybody ain't gonna go where you're going. And you're gonna have to be okay with leaving some folks behind. Tribe don't get left behind.
Hey!
But everybody outside of that, hey, get in where you fit in. They may not come. You can't take everybody with you. And that has to be our realization when we start talking about this. There may be many people that I love, but everybody ain't coming. Everybody ain't gonna get the front row seat.
Not at all. I want to remind Andrea of something.
Oh, God.
No. Just to your point, when you said, when I hit you up and mentioned the retreat to you, and what you kept coming back to me before you made a decision, you said, I don't know what it is, sis. I feel like I need to be there. I wanted to remind you, because you were saying that I didn't, you know, I don't know why, but that was what you said to me until you put your deposit down.
And let me go a step further. Here I am in 2019 this year, and I work in birth, blah, 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 right? And I do some international work. So I've been waiting. I put my deposit down to go on the 2019 retreat. But I've been waiting to go to South Africa. And I've been invited, you know, but then they did some stuff. I get invited to go. They're like, Dr. Doula, we want you to come to South Africa. We want you to present on behalf of the daughters of the African diaspora. And it is the same week as the retreat. Oh my God. I done put my deposit down. I'm saying this for a reason, because we need to understand how this works, okay? And I battled with that back and forth. I was like, I wanted to be at this retreat because of how it had touched my life and blessed me like the 2 years previous. And I was like, oh my God. But I called her and I said, I'm not going to be able to go. I think I rushed off the phone because I was devastated. I was just like, but I can't turn down this opportunity to do the thing that I'm called to do. And I knew she would understand and everything. And I knew she wouldn't be funny, but that's not the point. The point is, then they changed the date and they canceled it. And I was devastated again. So now I'm not going to South Africa, but I'm also not going to the retreat, the one that's been placed here for me. And I'm devastated. And I had promised my husband, I'm not going to be wishy-washy. If I don't go, if it don't work out, I'm not going to ask you to go on the retreat. But one day he looks at me, he said, because I probably was looking depressed or something, who knows. And he looked at me, he said, Drea, have you, did you think about seeing if it's a spot still available for the retreat? And I said, I hadn't, because, I promised you I wasn't going to be just, doing stuff and it's last minute and it's almost time and I don't know. And I called her, and this is the point. This is what I want to make a clear point about. I called her, and she has rules. This is a businesswoman, okay? Amongst all the other stuff she does, she has criteria. Because this is a whole nother thing that'll get this whole "you my friend, you supposed to be my friend" messed up, okay? This is a businesswoman, and if I respect her, then I respect her guidelines. The deposit is non-refundable. I'm not going to sit there and disrespect her rules and what she has in place. And sometimes when we have friends, we always looking for that,
That
you know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know.
Session.
Say it again.
Make that concession because you my friend.
And the whole friendship will break up because you don't respect the guidelines that a person put in place.
Yep.
And I just want to make that point too. Okay? If you're gonna say something and you say you got somebody's back as a business, then you don't bring 20 people to their restaurant and expect them all to eat for free. Because you ain't for that person.
Say that.
You don't care nothing about them. If you got sisters that are handling their business, then when you talk about buy black, you need to be trying to buy black into their stuff too. And I just want to point that out. We get this whole friend thing. It was like, man, she charged me. I had to pay.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
You didn't get it for free.
This is, we act like it. We act like, oh, I know if I talk to her, I can get her to come off of that for you. I'll talk to her for you. Why are you doing that? If this is a sister that you say you for, why are you doing that? I just want to challenge that. Why are you doing that if you say you're for this sister? Why would you want money to come out of her pocket?
Come on now.
Why would you not support what she's trying to do? And I think that's important to just put out there. I was grateful when she reached out to me and said, hey, there's a retreat I'm having. And I do consider it that I was ready for that. And so I was placed on her heart. And then I met all these wonderful women who, even though I don't see them, it's still tribe. And I just think that it's important that we understand we're not playing by friendship level rules. Okay? This is grown woman stuff.
Grown women. Grown women.
Say that. You're not trying to take money out of your sister's pockets. You let her come to you and say, this is what I can do for you.
Yep.
You let her offer that and say, this is what I can do for you. You don't go to her with an expectation that she gonna rob Peter and pay Paul to prove her friendship and closeness to you. And if you can't respect that, you not. I wouldn't even say you was a friend. I'm not even gonna put you there.
Yep. Come on now.
That's all I got to say about that.
Was that your Forrest Gump voice?
Yes.
I can't. Is it time for the challenges? I don't know.
I think so.
I think it's time for the challenges.
I don't know how you got just 5 because we've been laying it out there, girl. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, oh my God, it's so much, but I got 4 challenges.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so full. All right, first challenge. Stop using the term BFF. Stop putting all that pressure on one person to be your bestie, my best friend forever. God, I mean, let this person go. I mean, stop putting all this pressure on them because, like Keela said, the minute they fall short of your expectation, now they go from BFF to an associate. Just saying. Challenge number 2. Stop the social engineering. You know, we got to stop going off what society say Black women relationships should be. I don't fool with Black women because they filled with drama. No, you around some idiots. You around some fools. You're not around Black women. You around some ignorant Negroes. That's what you're around. You need to find you some strong sisters, spiritual sisters that you won't have no drama with. Hey, I was on that retreat too. I couldn't believe it. I said, man, this ain't no drama in this house.
Come on now.
So I'm being a witness to that too, Dr. Doula, that it is possible for Black women to be in a tribe and ain't got all that drama.
Exactly.
Challenge number 3, start you a tribe. Get rid of them little friendship circles. Get you a tribe of sisters based on what you need around you. If you out of control, if you be ready to pounce like I be, you know what I'm saying? You need to find you some sisters that's going to be like, all right, now think about what you about to do. Are you ready to go to jail for 15 years? I'm going to need you to break it down a notch. Get you somebody. I just thought I'd make that comical.
You keep one hootie hoo just in case. You know,
hey, you are that. You know you are that hootie hoo. But you know we can't be out by ourselves. We need supervision.
We need the sisters who'll keep the money on the books. Just
there you go. I bail money, right? Be like, Keela, we need a lawyer. Can you help us out? Can you hook us up? Can you hook a sister up? Can you hook 2 sisters up? We both like them. All right. And then my last challenge is you have to have rules of engagement. You got to have set some type of expectation for the sisterhood, like a level of respect. Or like, okay, understand that my whole life is not geared around answering the phone when you call. I mean, I got a life too. I mean, we have to be respectful. If your girlfriend married, don't be calling her 4 in the morning talking about, girl, let me tell you about this. Respect that. You know what I mean? If she got children, don't be dropping your 5 children off with her 8 children and then pull off talking about that's my girl. No. Okay, I'm only gonna drop my 2 off. I'm sorry. I know you got 3, but I'm gonna drop my 2 off. But I'm making it comical. But no, real talk. We gotta have rules of engagement. It has to be some structure to your tribe, and it has to be a level of respect because a true tribe, you're gonna have respect and love for one another.
Yeah.
Those are my challenges. I know I made them comical, but we gotta have this is a serious topic, so we gotta have we gotta ease the blow of it.
It's all right. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, Miss Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Put a little sugar out there. Just spoonful.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my Lord. I done had too much fun with you all. I'm just gonna say that, boy. This night I want it to never end. However, y'all got goals, so it has to end. See that rules of engagement, right? I gotta respect the fact that y'all got goals.
We got building to do.
That's right. Okay, building. We got grown women making decisions.
And building legacy all the way.
I want to thank I'm not going to say listening audience. I'm going to say I want to thank the Royal Empress tribe for joining in with us every week, because you all are part of our tribe. Don't think that you're not included in this Royal Empress tribe. You are, because you tune in every week and you support us. Thank you so much, and we look forward to you joining us next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Conversations with the Royal Empress. Tune in next week for another enlightening conversation. For more information on the Royal Empress, please visit the website royalempress.org. You can also follow the Royal Empress on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Conversations with the Royal Empress is a subsidiary of the Royal Empress organization. All rights reserved.